I ate too much turkey. Metal Driver here, and today I'm going to be looking at the brand new Owen Hart figure by the AEW Luminaries collection. This is the King of Hearts, and this is amazing because we haven't gotten an Owen Hart figure in over 2 decades, so this is pretty historic. The packaging of this box looks really good. Get this nice window where you can see Owen Hart, the few accessories that he comes with. Get this nice image of Owen on the side, and this beautiful image on the back. But enough of this gorgeous looking box. We're not going to stare at this all day. We are going to open this and take a closer look at the King of Hearts. And before we go any further, to these fine folks here, you have been acknowledged. Here we get a 360 look at the King of Hearts. We are able to see the details on the figure, and he also comes with a couple of accessories, which includes this interchangeable head sculpt, which is sculpted very well. I think it has a pretty good likeness to Owen, which is great. Considering Jazzwares' track record with the likeness on their head scans have been pretty hit or miss, I'm glad that Owen looks like Owen, as he should. However, the paint on mine is not the best. As you can see right here, the paint on the lips, not really on the lips, it's pretty much painted right above the lips, so that is disappointing, especially since it's a ringside exclusive. I can't pick out the best paints because I'm not going to find this in stores, so I'm kind of stuck with whatever I'm sent from ringside, and it's not like they're going to send me a replacement. And who knows if Jazzwares has any extra pieces. Maybe I'll try and contact them, see if they can send me one. The bright side is I do prefer the other head sculpt, the one that's already on the figure, so I would probably use that instead of this one. The paint on the eyes are okay. Paint on this headband looks pretty nice. The sculpting of the hair looks really good. Again, good likeness to Owen, just some bad paint on the lips. And the other accessory that he comes with is this championship belt. And I think I have it displayed correctly. I don't think this is upside down. I say that based on how the eagles look, because there really isn't a whole lot of detail on this. There's no lettering. There's no indication of what championship belt this is. Now, I'm pretty certain this is the Stampede Wrestling North American Heavyweight Championship belt, and I'm going to assume that the reason why it's so plain and bare bones, probably due to copyright issues, probably couldn't have the license to that championship belt, so it kind of sucks, but it's nice that we get this, better than nothing. Now, it doesn't have a whole lot of detail, but what we do get looks decent enough. I do like the detailing on the strap of the belt behind the plates. That looks pretty nice. The other accessory that he has is this entrance jacket. It is a soft goods material, which is always nice. I like soft goods materials. I like it when we get cloth ones so that they don't hinder articulation. Unfortunately, Jazzwares has had a bad track record with soft goods materials, specifically ones that have black on it. They have been staining figures. The most recent one being the CM Punk figures. Both the standard and the Walmart edition have been stained by their jackets, so hopefully that is not the case with this Owen Hart. That would be a huge letdown, so we'll see in a little bit. Let's get some nice lightning bolts here. Printed very well, looks pretty good. Get some buttons here that I think are printed, not painted. Get the side pockets here. Silver lines going down the sleeves, looks nice. Get hearts on the back, and his name, Owen Hart. Printed very well, looks good, nicely done, so I like this. Now let's go ahead and take this off. There's Velcro on the front. Go ahead and see if there's any damage. And yeah, I see some staining already. Let's zoom in on that shoulder. Yep, a little bit there. There's a little bit on the back right here. I think there was some underneath his armpits. Yep, right there. And let's see, yeah, on that bicep. So, oh my goodness. Seriously, Jazzwares? Seriously? The first Owen Hart figure since what, 1998, 1999? And it's stained. It is... Okay, it's not a big deal. It's not the worst that I've seen. It's not as bad as CM Punk. Not as bad as the Young Bucks. It's still frustrating, because again, first Owen Hart over 2 decades, and we get a stained one, so... Alright, I know a lot of people have already reviewed this figure, so let me know. Did other people have this issue? Did you buy one? Do you have stains on yours? Because if it's just mine, then okay, not a big deal, just mine. But if this is a widespread thing, come on, Jazzwares. Seriously? As it seems like I say in every Jazzwares video, when they have stains or some kind of QC problem, get your shit shit together. Alright, looking at the head sculpt that's already on the figure, he has a pair of sunglasses that are on him. They look pretty nice. I mean, they're sunglasses, and can't really mess up sunglasses too badly, right? But I think they look fine. They do come off, and they do stay in place pretty well. Now let's look at the face, and okay, here we go. Good paint on this head scan. I'm glad, because this is the one that I prefer. Again, this is probably the head scan that I'm going to keep. The paint on the teeth look good, the lips, the eyes, the eyebrows, they all look good, so I'm happy with that. Sculpting on the hair looks nice, I like that. Very well done. Good job there. Not on the body. And speaking of the body, I think this is a fine torso to use for Owen Hart. I think it looks fine. It's not too thin, not too bulky. I like it. I think the choice in arms are pretty good. So we get a nice body for Owen, with the exception of the stains, which again, is frustrating. We get black tights with white stars painted on the front and on the back, so they look nice, painted well. Get a lightning bolt on the side, that's also painted well, that looks good. Same thing on this one, let me align that. So that looks really nice, really good. And you get some plain white boots, which look pretty nice. And you know what else is nice? Well, not the stains on the body, of course, but the articulation. The head is on a ball joint and a hinge, so not a whole lot of movement there due to the plastic of the hair. Can't look that far down, so that's really good. Can't turn side to side, and it's not really tilt all that well. Shoulder goes that high up, rotates all the way around. Biceps swivel. Double jointed elbows. Yeah, I guess that's as far as it goes, so not the best range there. Swivel and hinge at the wrist. Ball joint at the upper diaphragm and the waist, so he crunches that far forward. Goes that far back on both ball joints. Can tilt pretty well at the upper diaphragm. Not really twists, and he twists slightly at the waist. Legs go that far out. They go that high up. Thigh cut. Double jointed knees. A cut at the top of the boot. Ankle goes that high up, that far down, and some excellent ankle pivot. Here is the new AEW Owen Hart figure next to the WWE Ultimate Edition Bret Hart by Mattel. And here he is next to Elite 94 Bret Hart. You know, I was so excited to give complete praise to this figure because we as collectors have waited so long for an Owen Hart in our collection, but it's kind of hard to ignore the staining on this figure. Now, thankfully, it is not as bad as other figures that have been stained by Jazzwares' mistakes. I mean, take a look at this Amazon Young Bucks figure. This is pretty bad. Thankfully, Owen does not look that bad, but the fact that it is stained, the fact that this is the first Owen Hart, and I've said multiple times, in over 2 decades, and we've waited so long to get one, and Jazzwares messes this up, I am not going to be lenient on Jazzwares. I'm not going to cut them any slack because this has happened multiple times this year in 2022. Stained figures. You should not be doing this, Jazzwares. Come on. Especially with Owen Hart. So yeah, it is disappointing, but it's not enough for me to hate the figure or for me to think that the figure is ruined because the staining is minor. However, I don't know how it's going to be with other figures, if the stainings are going to be worse, so just be aware that it can happen. But regardless, this is not a figure that I think any collector is going to want to skip on, whether it's stained or not. If you are a wrestling collector, if you're a WWE collector, AEW, whatever, you are going to want this in your collection. In fact, I would say this is one of the few figures that every wrestling collection absolutely needs. Because the last Owen Hart figure we got was, 1998? 1999? Something like that? It has been a long time. Finally have one. And this is a fantastic figure. The head sculpt is amazing. Again, the only problem is the staining, but that's really a Jazzwares issue. Hopefully, if you do buy this, yours isn't stained like mine, because it is a great looking figure, and it fits very well with the WWE collection, so even if you don't collect AEW, and you want this for your Hart Foundation, I think that would look absolutely great on a WWE shelf. You know it would be great if you hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see more wrestling figure reviews, check out the card at the end of the video, and I'll see you next time.